It's uh it's Sunday. The reason why I'm doing this now, um, the reason why I'm doing this now is because I don't know. I feel like I'm in the mood to talk, and it's still a little bit light outside. Plus, I can film down here, and I haven't done a video down here in a while. In fact, I'd say I don't know if I'd say I don't know. In fact, maybe even all the live streams I've done so far on this channel have been daytime ones. Well, no, I did that one that was the day before my birthday, I think. So there's that. But so I got a decent amount to update for you guys. So last time I filmed. When did I film last? Hold on. Well, I don't think I'm going to be able to access my channel on here. Oh, well, I can access my own live stream. Whoa, that's weird. It's again, live stream Inception. Whoa, that's weird. I'm playing it right now. It's again, live stream Inception. Look at that. I have the live stream on here and on here. Oh, and it's even playing on there again. I have the live stream on here and on here. Frick Israel. And it's even playing on there. Frick Israel. There, I said frick Israel 3 times because it was playing. I'm going to go to my previous live streams on here because I'm trying to... Oh, is the person who liked my video going to unlike it when it realized I said... Oh, crap, I forgot to turn chat off. Yeah, but as I have said before, I turn chat off every time I do one of these videos. So if you're sending a message in the chat, I'm not going to see it because half the time I get chat messages and comments on my channel, it's hate. So I just don't even bother looking at the chat anymore. So if you're sending a chat message, I'm sorry I can't see it. But I just don't even bother. So, oh yeah. So the last video I did was me walking to Hagen.
It's Wednesday. So my little brother officially out of school.
Hold on, guys. I'm going back to my video.
It's Wednesday. So my little brother officially out of school. I'm walking to Hagen right now. Because
I'm just trying to remember what I said.
But it's still nice outside. I haven't sat outside in a while. But mostly the last many times I came to Hagen, I've sat inside. I feel like today would be a good day for outside.
Oh yeah, so the last time I did a video was 4 days ago. 4 days ago.
The time I did the live stream with my laptop when and then
So yeah, so the last time I did a video was 4 days ago. So that would be today's Sunday, so that would be Thursday. Thursday. Friday maybe? No, not Friday. I think it might have been Wednesday actually. Cause I didn't tell you guys about the things. I don't remember talking at all about the things we did on Thursday. So I think I filmed that video on Wednesday. So the last few days have actually been really eventful. Um, so yeah, again, I want to say since more people just joined, I'm not going to be able to. I turned off chat, so if you're sending a message, I'm sorry, I'm not going to be able to see it. But I like all the chat messages and YouTube comments I get on this channel are hate. So I just turned off the chat. So anyway, so Thursday was the day that Chris was gonna do his lunch thing, and he was still sticking with going to Wendy's because he saw this ad for a cookie dough frosty and he wanted that. So we did end up going there, but I was hoping that it would just be like mom, Chris, grandma, and I, but Lauren ended up coming too, which it was kind of annoying because like not only it was annoying for two reasons. One, she was coming along because there was something else she wanted to do. We ended up going to Dollar Tree, and she ended up stopping at Walgreens, and we ended up going into the Auburn Fred Meyer. So it was like I was hoping that we'd eat lunch and then go back home right away because my plan was okay. We're gonna get Wendy's, and then Wendy's has that drink machine, which they did. They had the like mixing that really cool drink machine, and my plan was when I get a refill, I'm gonna bring that home, and it'd be a nice a really cool drink to have while I'm looking through the coins. But of course, because Lauren came along, she wanted to do all these other things for her stupid grad party, and it was like it turned from what would have been a relatively simple outing to an annoying outing. And also because we went into the Auburn Fred Meyer, Mom got really annoyed by it because she hates that Fred Meyer, and it was just I don't know, like she made it annoying, like because I thought it would be just a simple outing. Um, so, um, they did have arrow bars at the Auburn Fred Meyer, which is kind of a plus. I ended up getting one of those. Um, there wasn't anything in the Coinstar, which I actually thought there would be because this is the thing that sucks is Mom doesn't like the Auburn Fred Meyer, so she never goes in there. But the unlike the Coinstar in Sumner, the Coinstar in the Auburn Fred Meyer, I actually find stuff in. But there wasn't anything in there this time. I actually thought there might be, but yeah. So nothing in there this time. Um, so um, So we did that, and then we had gone to the dollar store, which I guess was kind of cool. But again, it's like, um, plus it was kind of more of a trip for Lauren to get the things she needed, so I didn't want to like press about getting other stuff. Um, so yeah, I mean overall it was a fine. So the cool thing also is when we were kind of getting done at Fred Meyer. I ended up kind of standing outside because they were all checking out, and so I just decided to stand outside. I think she felt bad, and she ended up giving me a $20 bill because Lauren had ended up going somewhere else to get food, and I kind of felt bad myself because I was like, she doesn't need to do that, but so. I kept the $20 bill, thinking that I was either going to use it on McDonald's or deposit it at the Chase, because my original plan for Friday, which my plan involving the $20 bill and Friday in general didn't end up happening at all. And I'll tell you about it. Because my original plan was, okay, I'm going to get Mickey D's and I'm going to go to the Chase. But I failed to realize that obviously Friday was Juneteenth. So banks were, well, in retrospect, banks might have been open. But, I was like, but Friday's a federal holiday. So banks aren't going to be open. And then I was in my room and Dad was like, since Lauren's going to be having our party, we can go, we can go find somewhere to eat and go do some stuff, which obviously was really excited. I think because and I appreciate it. Like I will say, because I think Dad knew how uncomfortable it was for me. Like I really appreciate him because I think he really knows how uncomfortable it is. Um, so so I was like, okay, so I'll just save the $20 bill. And then the next morning came, and I was like, I had been talking about wanting to go to the Black Diamond Bakery because I had been talking about how amazing their turkey club is. They call it the Diamond Club. And I was also like, oh yeah, there's that antique shop there too. And it's like it's only $20, but I could use it there. And Dad actually agreed to it. We were thinking about going over to Puyallup, but we ended up going to the Black Diamond Bakery, and we thought it was going to be a long wait because there was a line, but it actually wasn't that long. If only it could have been the case of freaking Olive Garden. I almost said Sound Garden. Um, so, um, so we went in there, and um, Dad was, he was talking about the college thing, and he was kind of on his phone, and he found out and showed me that the deadline for getting financial aid at Green River College was April 30th. So I thought he had like cinched me. Like I thought he was about to expose. But I gave a pretty good acting, and I don't know. I convinced him that I didn't know about it. So, so the thing is, Dad was explaining to me when we were driving that, um, because the thing that's strange to me though is it's like, Mom talks like nothing has been decided, but Dad talks like it's already happening. Because the thing is, I have gotten the impression that Mom is uncomfortable because Grandma wants to pay for all of it. Um, but I don't know. It's like she talks like nothing has been decided, and Dad talks like it has been decided. Um, but he was saying to me in the car that like he wants to give Grandma an answer for how many tickets because if I'm going to be in college and stuff, that's more important. So he wanted me to have an answer. And when we found out that the financial aid stuff was by April 30th, I was like, "Oh, give Grandma the answer." So I don't know if he has given Grandma the answer. Because the thing is, he just texted me saying that when he gets home from work tomorrow, he wants an answer. Because this time, Mom and I tomorrow plan on actually seeing what we can do about Green River College. Um, but so that's the thing is I thought he was past that now, but he just sent me a text about it. So it's like, anyway. So we ate, and we eventually went over to the store, and it was kind of stressful in there. And I'll tell you something that kind of sucks. So um, cause like obviously if Dad and I were going out to eat, obviously I wasn't going to be going to McDonald's, so or at least that day. So she was like, "Oh, keep it for another time." And so I wanted to use it in the antique shop, and I found I had gone through their Buffalo nickel bin, and it was all like 36s and 37s. So I was like, why bother? And then they had a V-nickel bin, which I looked through, and I found a few 1912Ds, which I know are a little bit more rare. I know the 1912S is really the one you want to get, but 1912D is a little bit more rare because 1912 was the only year they did mint marks on V-nickels. And there were, and I also had poked through, and the oldest date I found in there was in 1890. So I was like, I'll get a few of these. There was like 4 or 5 of those, and but so the thing is, the V-nickels themselves, they were $1.75 a piece, and I did like 5 of them. So it was like $8, maybe at most $8 there. And then they had this bin of tokens where you could get 3 for $1. So with the V-nickels and the token, it was at most $10. And then there was this silver dime they had over there and a flip, and one price said $4 and one price said $12. And I asked if it was 4 or 12, and she said, "Oh, it's $4," which is actually a decent price. Like $4 for a silver dime is actually a decent price for how much silver is now. So I was like, perfect, I'll get it. And then we get to the totals, and she's like, 23.66, and I'm like, what? Where did that come from? Because I was like, because the thing is, I mentally justified it in my head because I was like, okay, well, with the totals and the tax, it probably does end up going to that. So I paid that. I ended up having to drop some of the V-nickels because I didn't have quite enough, but I accepted that. I paid it ended up being 1983, because I had dropped a few coins, and didn't buy them. And I had accepted that. And then I was thinking in my head, I bet you she charged me the $12 price. Because $12 for the silver dime, and then the 5 V-nickels and the $1 for the 3 tokens, I bet she definitely charged me the $12 price. And I felt really bad because it's like mom gave me that $20 bill and I used it and they scammed me. So, I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to go to that shop again, to be honest. I just felt really bad because it's like she just gave me the $20 bill. She just decided to be nice, and the one time I used the $20 bill, I got scammed. It's one of those things where, the silver dime in a few months is probably going to be worth that anyway. So it's like, at least the coin they scammed me on was a coin that was silver that I know is going to eventually go up in value anyway. So I'm going to make it my mark to not sell that coin. I'm going to keep that. I don't know what, I think it was like a 54 Roosevelt silver dime. I'm going to make it a point to keep that coin until it is $12 in value. So yeah, and then Dad was talking about going to Starbucks. So eventually, so Dad needed to get Drano from Fred Meyer. And unfortunately, I didn't have a chance to check the Coinstar because I didn't check it when we went in, and I was gonna check it when we left, but there was an old ass guy doing freaking lottery tickets, so I didn't even have a chance to check the Coinstar at the Fred Meyer. But we went into Starbucks, and I did try the mango lemonade refresher, which is the one that I had been seeing a couple different people try, and I was wondering about it. So I'm glad that I finally tried it. And then we went home. And their party was almost done. It wasn't quite done, but it was almost done. So I went upstairs, and then it was finally over. And then that was pretty much the rest of that day. And then Saturday was the day that Mom was going to grocery shop. Because the thing is, I had on Friday I had asked Mom to wake me up after, because I knew Lauren and Dad were going to go to Costco, but I didn't know that Mom went with them, or I totally would have gone. So anyway, I had planned it so that way I would get done showering by the time Dad comes back, and then Dad and I would leave. So that's what ended up happening. I just forgot to say that part. So on Saturday, yesterday, I asked Mom if we could go to Winco because it's sad. I genuinely don't think that Fred Meyer I genuinely think that Fred Meyer discontinued stocking the Nashville Chicken Bowls. And it's annoying because it's like they did. It seems like whenever it's a brand that has a few different versions of the same type of product, it's always the one that I love that they seem to discontinue. Like this was true with the hot Cheeto mac and cheese cups. Like they still have the regular ones, but of course they don't keep the hot Cheeto mac and cheese cups the hot Cheeto ones at Fred Meyer anymore. And this is also true with those Australian pies, those mini Australian pies. I really only ever got and really liked the mac and cheese ones, and of course that's the one they don't have now. And now they're doing this crap with the freaking Nashville chicken. Like it just it's like the one version I like. They of course discontinued it. But that's why I wanted to go to Winco because I knew Winco still had them, and I ended up getting three of them, so I'm really excited. I kind of want to have one tonight, and maybe that will satisfy me for a while. I can still get the hot Cheeto mac and cheese is reliable, and I got two more at Winco, so I still have like four of them. But I think I'm going to probably, even though I still have fridge food and pantry food, I think, in order to save some of that, I think I am going to do the hot Cheeto mac and cheese Nashville bowl thing that I like to do. I think I am going to do that tonight, especially because last time I had the hot Cheeto mac and cheese, my stomach wasn't actually destroyed by it. So I think I'm going to do that, and then maybe later this week I'll have one of the other Nashville bowls, and then I think I'm going to save one of them. For just a time when I really want one, and it's the start of the week, or I know we're not going to Winco. Um, so I think that's what I'm gonna do. But yeah, so I was able to get those. We got a lot of good stuff at Winco. That's why I like Winco. Um, and then we went home, and I went upstairs and I was setting up for the hunt because because obviously because by the time I would have done the hunt, it was already like 3 o'clock. Like we got home at like 2:30, so I was planning on doing it on Saturday because I knew I was going to be up early. But I had started setting up for the hunt, and mom texted me that Chris and they were going to go to Rogner Park, and when I had seen the text, it said 2 minutes ago, but they hadn't left yet, and so I was like, man. And so I decided to go with them. And also, Mom ended up stopping at the gas station and letting us get drinks, and I ended up getting a cheeseburger, one of the cheeseburgers at the Extra Mile. So that was a plus. But yeah, so obviously because I went to the park on Saturday, I could, because it's like I was gonna do it, I was gonna do it Thursday, but we were out later than I thought Thursday. I was gonna do it Friday, but Dad and I were out. Um, and I woke up later than I wanted to, and I was gonna do it Saturday, but we went to the park, and time got ahead of me. So basically, the last 3 days I was wanting to do it, but each time got ahead of me. So I finally did it today. I finally did the hunt today. But yeah, so we went to Rogner Park yesterday again. Um, so yeah, so I finally did the hunt today. So because I had Mom wake me up today. So I ended up staying in my room in my bed for a little bit, and I ended up just kind of dinking around on my phone, and by the time I finished showering, it was almost 1. So It wasn't as early as I wanted to do it. Like, I realistically, I wanted to do the hunt in the morning, but I ended up starting the hunt at like. But, hold on. Hold on, guys. So, I ended up starting the hunt at like 1, which, again, as I said, was later than when I wanted to start the hunt, but what can you do? I didn't want to put it off anymore, especially because tomorrow, I already knew I was going to be doing something. So, and I'll tell you, man, was this a good hunt. And again, Tacoma surprises me again. I feel like every time I go to Tacoma, I find something that surprises me. Like every time I go to Tacoma, I get a coin that either I've never found before or haven't found in a while. And again, Tacoma pulls through again. Because remember, these were the coins that I got in Tacoma, and I only had enough for one mixed hunt. Although I didn't hunt all the nickels, I still have $30 in machine wrapped nickels that I set aside. But I'm glad I set them aside because I got more than enough finds in this video. But yeah, seriously, this was a fantastic hunt. I feel like in the video, I didn't act like it was as great of a hunt, but again, this hunt I would say is up there with the hunts I did the other hunts I did a few months ago where I had back-to-back epic hunts. I'd say it's in line with those. Because the thing is, I was worried and it was kind of funny because when I woke up and was thinking about the hunt, I had forgotten that I had the proof dollar coin and the loose dollar coins, and because the thing is, I feel like so many times when I have a hunt where I know I'm gonna seed the hunt with something good, I feel like so many times I don't end up getting anything other than that coin. So it's like it ends up being a good hunt out of technicality, but only because I knew I was going to get something good from the beginning. But oh boy, was it not the case here. So the proof dollar coin, I knew it was going to be a presidential one, and when the teller at the bank handed it to me, I thought it was an NIFC. Like I knew it was a presidential, obviously, because I saw this, right? I saw that. And so I knew it was going to be a presidential, but I thought it could have been an NIFC, and it turns out I was right. It is. So that proof dollar coin ended up being a Herbert Hoover 2014 S, and I will say, other than some scratches in the fields, it's in pretty good shape. Like I'd say that's almost a cameo, which is shocking considering this was loose. I mean, it's got quite a bit of chatter in the fields. But yeah, Herbert Hoover. And the funny thing is, I don't even know if I found a circulated version of these. It's funny because one of the other proof dollar coins I remember finding was also a presidential, and it was a Harry S. Truman, and I had not found a circulated one of those either. I just find it funny because I don't think I have found a Herbert Hoover presidential dollar, and then I find a proof version. So yeah, 2014 S. So yeah, I haven't found a proof dollar coin in forever, so I will take it. And I honestly, the proof finish looks really good on a golden colored coin. It really looks cool. So yeah, proof coins always fascinate me too. Like, it's just a miracle of technology how they're able to make proof coins. Like how do they make them look like this? How do they make the fields all shiny and mirror-like, and then the actual letters and design like this? Anyway, so other than some surface chatter, it is a beautiful coin. So yeah, I was really happy with that. But that's not it. I knew this was going to be in there. I just didn't know what the date was. Or not the date. I just didn't know what president it was. So there was that. And then I start on the quarters. I ended up because the thing is, one of the other things I have to decide when I'm doing mixed hunts is how am I going to do it. Obviously, if I have loose dollar coins or half dollars, that does play a role. But obviously the other thing I have to answer is, am I going to start with the smallest denomination and then go to the largest, or am I going to start with the largest and go to the smallest? So I ended up just starting with the loose dollar coins and then starting with the quarters. And I think I'm probably going to start doing that with a lot of hunts, working my way down in denomination, like how Coin Hunter Chris does it. Like, he ends with pennies. I think I'm probably going to start doing that because, pennies are going to be harder to find. So it'd be nice to, end off with those. Yeah, so... especially because I actually had a decent amount of pennies in this hunt, so I thought, why not? So yeah, so it's like, I got that, which is a really amazing find, but I knew that was going to be in there. And then I start on quarters, and I open the second rule, and one from the end, I see that edge. And I could already tell this is gonna, I was already like, this is gonna be a silver quarter. Like, this edge is way too worn and way too gunmetal gray for it to be a foreign coin or another Canadian. And sure enough, and this is cool for multiple reasons. This is my second silver quarter of the year. I think at least this is my second silver quarter of the year. I haven't found a silver quarter in a machine-wrapped quarter roll in quite some time. In fact, I can't even think of the last time. I don't know. I can't, I legitimately can't even think of the last time I found I found a silver quarter in a machine-wrapped roll. Machine-wrapped quarters have been killing it. Machine-wrapped quarters have been killing it just as much as custom-wrapped quarters have. Quarters in general this year have been doing fantastic. It's just one of those things where it's like, I wish dimes were still doing good, because I had that period in, I'd say maybe November of 2025 till maybe some point in the spring of this year. I had that period of a few months where dimes and nickel and silver dimes and silver nickels were absolutely killing it. And then the silver dimes dropped. The silver nickels kind of continued. And then I guess quarters decided to be the stars of the show. And nickels too. Just with other things. Because I had gotten that other buffalo in those other rolls and the proof and the key date. But yeah, so not only is my second silver quarter of the year, not only is it a silver quarter in a machine wrap roll, which, as I said, I don't even know if that's happened in 2 years. And 3, it's my oldest silver quarter I have ever found in a machine wrapped roll. My oldest silver quarter I have found was a 1934, and that was in that entire roll of silver quarters. But this is my oldest silver quarter from a machine wrapped roll, a 1942 Philadelphia. I was hoping it would be in the 30s by that edge, but no. But still. And even though it's worn, I really like the look of worn silver quarters. I don't know why. I really like the look of it. It really looks cool. I really like how, the dirt kind of, enhances the detail a bit. It's the same with mercury dimes. I really like how worn silver quarters and mercury dimes look. But yeah, so the second oldest silver quarter I found in a machine wrap roll is a 1958. So this is my oldest my oldest silver quarter in a machine wrapped roll by 16 years. So, awesome. Awesome. And then, and then we had a bit of a dip because I legitimately went through over $150 in dimes, including some machine wrap rolls. Not many, but some, 11 of them, and got nothing. Over $150 in dimes and absolutely nothing. Not even any foreigns. The only thing I pulled out in the dimes was one 1970 Philly proof reverse because I'm trying to make a roll of those. But yeah, I just find it funny because I had a ton of... I didn't have a whole... I had less than $200 in quarters, and I get a silver quarter. But I had over $150 in dimes and didn't get anything. Another thing, I also really like the feel of old silver quarters. I really like it. It's very, old silver quarters almost have like a matte feel to them. I don't know. I really like it. But yeah, so we had a bit of a dip because the dimes were crazy much of a bust. But then I get into the machine wrap nickels. I will say, other notable finds, I got one 1939 in the nickels that was really, really dirty, and a 1949S in one of the few of the custom wrap rolls. But I was on like one of the second rolls of the machine wrapped, and I got a buffalo. And I will say, this is probably the best find of the hunt. Now, I didn't when I got it, it looked dateless to me. It was dateless when I got it, so I didn't know what it was, but I knew it had an S mint mark, or I knew it had a mint mark, and so obviously I was gonna nicodate it. So I had done another part to the video, showing me nicodating it, because that's what I usually do. Whenever I get a buffalo nickel that has no date, I add a clip after I finish the outro of me nicodating it. And you won't believe this, guys. So I nicodated it, and it's a 1921, clear as day. I mean, that is probably the best. That is probably the best nicodate job I've ever seen. Look at that. I mean, that's clear as day in 1921. And obviously, I knew it had a mint mark, so I was freaking out. In fact, you can even see it. I ended up nicodating the mint mark area just to make sure it was a mint mark. But yeah, so this is a 1921S. This is the fourth key date buffalo nickel I have ever found. And it's, if you guys remember from one of my other videos, I also had gotten a 1921S in a $1 buffalo nickel bin. What's cool about this is I had sold that one. Although that one wasn't nicodated. But I had sold that one, so I didn't have it for my book. And now I do. Yeah, so the thing that sucks, though, obviously because I nicodated it, it reduces the value a crap ton. So, according to the Blue Book in G4, this is a $40 coin. But with the nicodate, it's maybe worth $5. But still, key day buffalo nickel. So I'd say, I mean, even though technically the value of the silver quarter is probably more, I mean, this thing is probably worth about $12 to $15. I'd rather find stuff I don't find very much. So yeah, 1921S. Key date buffalo nickel. And it's funny, up until the very end of the video, I thought this was just a buffalo nickel. Like, I had gotten the proof dollar coin, I had gotten the silver quarter, and as I was only 2 rolls from the end, I missed this from the edge. I got a silver nickel, 1945D. I saw it by this side, so I got a silver in the nickels as well. And even though there were only 3 wheat pennies in the pennies I hunted, one of them was a 1930S. which is awesome because I had been worrying if I was going to be able to find older wheat pennies, because obviously I can't get pennies as regularly. So it's like, I had all those things, and I had a buffalo nickel, and I just thought that this was, a buffalo nickel. I thought I would nicodate it, and it would be like a 1917 or something. But it went from what probably would have been the third best find of the hunt to the best find of the hunt. Key date buffalo nickel, my fourth key date buffalo nickel I've ever found. Obviously, there was that 1913S variety 2, the key date actually. The 31S that I found, which is one of my favorite coin roll hunting finds ever. The the 1914D. So this is my fourth key date buffalo nickel I have found coin roll hunting. I know according to the Rob Finds Treasure mat, I know according to that this would technically be a semi key date, but on his mat he only considers one coin a key date. So, but the reason why I say the 13S variety 2 is the key date is because it's the most valuable. But so my fourth key date buffalo. So yeah, so I think you can see why this was an absolutely phenomenal hunt. Proof presidential dollar, 1942 Philadelphia silver quarter, a key date 1921S buffalo nickel, a 1945D silver nickel, and a 1930S wheat penny. So, another fantastic mixed hunt. So, yeah, like, mixed hunts have been great this year. In fact, I was thinking about it, and I have only had, like, 2 mixed hunts this year that I have had to add other clips onto. Maybe 3. But I think only, like, 2, I think, so far this year. And think about this. We're over halfway through the year. And I've only had 2 or 3 mixed hunts where I've had to add additional footage onto it. That is how good my mixed coin hunts have been. And a lot of them, it's not even just one good find I get multiple. Like, I've had at least 3 or 4 mixed hunts this year where I have had at least 2 good, what I consider really good finds. And what I mean when I say really good finds, I mean ones that I would either flip up or silver. Because I don't flip up my silver. I do mark. I have that. That's why I have my silver sheet. I mark down the date and the date of the coin and the mint mark. So I don't flip up my silver. But like, for example, like I'll flip up the proof dollar coin. I'll flip up the buffalo nickel. But the buffalo nickel will eventually go on my album. But I'll flip it up for now. So that's what I mean by like to me, that is when a mixed coin hunt is successful. Like, the only other time I will upload a mixed coin hunt, the only other time I would upload a mixed coin, or the only other time I would upload a coin roll hunt is if I just get, if either I keep adding hunts on and I keep not getting a whole lot and I'm just fed up and I just want to get the video out, which, if it always feels annoying to do, but it's one of those things where, like, but yeah. So the only time when I would just other than obviously getting good finds, the only other times when I'd upload it is if, again, as I said, either I keep adding clips or I get a hunt where I get like a lot of one type of coin, like I get a collection dump, but I don't necessarily get one good find, so. That's basically my criteria. And good, again, as I said, good finds to me are ones that I'm either going to put in a flip or it's silver. So, because like I flip all of my good, because that's what a good coin find to me is a coin that is silver, or a coin that I call, what I say, flippable, a coin that I would put in a 2x2, or a coin that's silver. Um, like ones that are kind of in between are like ones like semi Kate 8 Jefferson nickels, King George the Fifth pennies, um, things like that are like ones that are better, but they're not like flippable. Um, although I probably find King George the Sixth pennies rarely enough where I could consider them good finds, but they're not worth a whole lot. So yeah, um, it's funny when I was going, when I've been going through this year, I have been thinking like I'm not going to be cornrow hunting for this long. And this is the thing. It's like I want to move on with my life. I want to be able to eventually move out into my own place and really feel like an adult. I want to be able to, drink coffee every morning and go to work and, feel like an adult and do something productive, and or adversely going to college and learning stuff and getting degree, helping, working towards degrees and meeting other people. um I just think like my laziness is just too locking. But it's like I want to do all this, okay, this is kind of a weird like outlet for me to feel like this, but it's like for me a lot of times it's when I watch Mr. Nightmare videos, because a lot of Mr. Nightmare videos more recently, he's been like giving like his videos within the last like couple years, maybe I'd say, he's like, the people who send in the stories have been giving more information about their lives rather than just the story itself. And they talk about like, things like going to college and their jobs and their commutes and stuff. And for some reason that makes me really feel that way, like wanting to do adulty things. And I don't know why. I don't know why Mr. Nightmare videos make me feel like that. Um, make me feel excited for that, but it's like I want to do all these things. But I think the problem is my laziness, and also I feel like I always end up having something that keeps me roped back in. Like my parents always at the end of the day end up covering for me and getting me things that I like and doing things that I like to do. Like if they stopped doing all of that, period, I would probably be in Green River College by now. But that's the thing, is that they I still like things in this house still keep happening that I still like doing, even though you know I've had a wave of depression for a while now. um which again, it's one of those things where that's the almost worst part about it. Like I almost hate more that I'm having mood swings than just pure depression. Like that is the worst part. Is like that is actually what makes me sometimes feel like suicidal almost. Like, I mean, I don't know if I can say that on here, but like that is almost what makes me feel like that the most, is that it's tolerable enough to that people don't recognize it, but it's intolerable enough where I hate it when it happens. It's like because sometimes when I'm feeling really really depressed, I'm like, why can't I just have like a crazy incident? you know that's almost like, and that's probably true with a lot of other people. Like that's almost what I hate about depression the most. I mean, I say depression like I've been officially diagnosed, but I'm just saying it based on what I know. It's like that's almost what makes it worse. Is it being tolerable enough, but also intolerable? Like just tolerable enough to deal with. And this is it's like, and the thing is, like, I know this because this is how it is with ADHD too, and autism and stuff. Is like ADHD and autism, they are minor enough where you can live a normal life with them. It's not like you have some crazy mental disorder or some physical disability. It's one of those things where it's like it's tolerable enough where you're expected to live a normal life basically with it, but it's intolerable enough where it's a constant thorn in your side. So it's like I know this. Like that's the thing about ADHD is like, in many ways it feels worse because it's intolerable enough, but it's always constant, and that's how it is with depression too. Like it's tolerable enough, but it's intolerable. And the thing is also like half of the burden is it's like I know how bad my family would feel if I you know It's like I can gather enough memories and observation to know how bad mom would feel. Because when I had the seizure and I was in the hospital, even that made her sobbing. So if I died, like that would be like probably the most traumatic experience of her life. And it's like that's the thing that I think about is it's like it'd kind of be easier for me to just go missing, make myself go missing, and then you know do the thing, and then although or it's like have it so that well I don't know it's like have it so that I disappear and then so that they will eventually find my body um it's just sociopath depressed. It's like I guess the best way to describe it is I'm happy enough to stay unhappy. What is this fans? Floppa Slayer. Whoa, there's a thing for top fans? Oh, I can also create a highlight too. Maybe. Dang it, that's what I should have done when I was doing the live stream. Because I could have just created a highlight when I was showing the coins that I had gotten in the Coinstar. Dang, I should have thought of that. Anyway. My throat's hurting from talking, so I think I'm going to end it. I will say I'm glad that I am not feeling as bad now. Um, but I still don't want to try to exert myself too much. And like try to return how my nights are to my usual self, but not try to do anything above that. Um, my other problem is I'm trying to find stuff to watch too, and it's annoying because it's like mom got Peacock for the month because they were watching the World Cup. How sad of them. But it's like none of the shows on Peacock I either want to watch, or like none of the shows I like to watch are either ones that I want to watch at the time on Peacock or just ones they don't have. Like I wish they had Star Trek the original series on there, but they don't. Um, I wonder if they have Miami. I don't know. I've been tempted to watch Miami Vice on my own. Um, but I like watching every. I don't know. Like that's part of the appeal of Miami Vice. Is obviously I've never seen any of the episodes, so. Although it's like, I feel like Miami Vice is going to become one of those shows where I feel like I'm not really going to ever watch it again. Or like, if I rewatch it, I'm going to rewatch it like once. I don't know. It's like I would watch Dallas, but every time I put a freaking Dallas disc into um, every time I like for some reason this DVD player hates when I watch Dallas. And it's like all the Dallas episodes I have on Fandango, I've watched a million times. So honestly, and the thing is, Knight Rider, I've watched pretty much all the episodes on Knight Rider I want to watch. And $6 Million Man, I'm not really in the mood. Um, and He-Man, I've watched all the He-Man ones I want to watch. I feel like I'm forever going to associate the Michael Jackson documentary with my birthday because, like, I remember watching a ton of clips of Michael Jackson from that near my birthday. Anyway, I'm going to end this. So, I will say, as far as future things, I did ask mom if during the week I could maybe go back to Kent. So, I have some coin rolling I need to do, and eventually I want to have my desk cleaned up. Because I was waiting until I finished the hunt. But I need to have some re-rolling to do, so I need to make sure to do that. But I was having that. I was hoping mom could take me to Kent during the week to do another return and see if I can get some more coins. But the thing I'm really excited for, and I really hope we do this. Mom doesn't seem opposed at all, but it's one of those things where it's like, even if she doesn't seem opposed, it's one of those things where it's like when push comes to shove, she might still. But we were thinking of going to Dash Point and having like a beach day because mom was saying it was low tide. It's gonna be warm and sunny, and it's not very far away. So we might do a beach day at Dash Point. And I don't know, like, I don't know what it is. I've just been really in the mood to swim. I don't, because I was saying this to mom when we were at Rogner Park. I feel like this weather we're having is really like swim weather. Like, I don't know what it is, but just, I really hope that it's like this when we go to Montreal. Because I remember we went to that really, really picture perfect beach. So, yeah. Um, so I hope we do that. And then, yeah, so summertime. So, yeah, I'll see you guys later.